We can't wait to see what you guys are cooking in there. But I am surrounded by so much art. It is amazing. Art is a form of beauty that is always aesthetically pleasing to both the sight and also the intellect. Now, Ugo Agoruah is an artist who started cultivating his love for artistic imagery and aesthetics. And he's here with us today, and we're going to be talking about his form of art, which I find very, very nostalgic and welcoming. You're welcome, man. Good to have you here.
Thank you so much.
First off, you're a true artist
Yes,
in every way,
sir.
shape, or form. You even look like one. If I was to pick you out from anybody in the street, I'm like, he's an artist.
You know what's crazy?
What?
I never thought, and I looked like an artist at all, like up until just recently. I always thought I was the furthest thing from an artist.
You do look like an artist, and that's great. Now, I'm very, very interested in your kind of art.
Okay.
First of all, how would you define it before I go into telling you what I think or what I discovered?
How would I define my art? Well, I define my work as didactic.
Okay.
And what that just means is it helps me learn. It teaches something. And for me, what it teaches is how I relate to the world, how I see the world. It just gives me that insight and helps me understand how other people connect with my work and how I can now uplift people or change their minds and let their souls glow.
Very interesting. I've never heard anybody explain it like that before, but I found some sort of familiarity in everything I look at. Once it came into the studio, I look at it, I'm like, that seems familiar. It reminds me of childhood in a very funny sort of way. I can see stuff from me loving the art I find in comic books.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yeah, so I love comics. I love anime. I love just that whole cartoonish anime style, superheroes.
Muscle and sinew and all of that.
Yeah, just that idea of a hero, someone who can now come and save the day. I've always been inspired by that. So in some of my work, you'll see influences of comic books, maybe Marvel, DC.
That influence is very, very evident. Now, first off, there is one by your side there, which shows something very, very familiar. It looks very Wakanda-ish. I don't know if that's Chadwick, but tell us what that is.
So this piece is called Be Your Own Hero.
Okay.
I actually did this piece around the time that Black Panther movie first came out. So me being a superhero buff, I was inspired by his performance, how he portrayed the character, and I could see myself now taking up that warrior spirit and just being my own hero for myself and fighting for the land and the world that I want to see.
Yeah. In the same vein, you also have something we have something in common, which is our love for angels and demons. Because I saw that and I'm like, that looks like something I would draw. And I have a penchant for drawing angels or fallen angels, and that looks exactly like something I've done before. So well, talk to us about that. It's beautiful, by the way. I think I'm stealing it.
Thank you. No, this piece is it's called Chorus of the Fallen. It's actually a remake of a classical piece. I'm inspired by those Renaissance-style pieces and the angelic, demonic themes of just divine energy that I'm trying to capture.
Ethereal sorts.
Exactly.
Things you can't really explain, but you know you're being spoken to when you actually do.
Being able to take that and practice, learn from the masters, the master artists from back in the day, take my new current ideas, the superhero-esque themes I have, and try to now
you do some live drawings as well, as we can see. You talked to me earlier about the fact that that was from a music video.
Yes.
What is it called?
This one was actually from, I don't know if you know the 70s band Slave. Yeah, there's a guy named Steve Arrington. He was the main, one of the main singers in that group. Anyways, he came together, brought some artists together, brought some muses, and they also started to make art. Muses were posing, artists were doing art, they were recording. I just came, sat in the back, and started just sketching everything.
Now you use pencils or crayon?
Pencils, charcoal, chalk pastels. I use pretty much any medium. Okay. My favorites are though charcoal and oil paint.
You're not restricted to the influence of comic books. You also have some very interesting, what to use now, expressions here. Now I can see what it is, but do talk us through this.
This is also a live painting too. I like to pretty much show veneration for the things that God has already made. So that's why I work so hard in doing live at site paintings. So this piece here is commentary on how we view sex, how we view sensuality. So this is a young lady who has come and tried to portray the emotion of someone who wants to express sexually but has been indoctrinated in a way to
that sounds so
be
familiar.
within self.
It's so familiar in our society today. We have a couple more in front of me here. I can see that we have these aren't real. You took time to draw these ones. Talk us through.
Okay, so these ones are based off of music.
Let's talk about this one now.
Which one is
real quick? This one.
Okay. That's a piece called Ada Ada.
It's called what now?
Ada Ada.
Ada Ada.
Yes.
Hey, are you a Flavor fan?
I do love the song, to be honest.
Really?
I've followed him since childhood, growing up. It was a favorite with my parents. So,
oh, nice.
With this piece, there's actually a young lady I knew, I had met, and is just talking about, finding that love within self, looking in the mirror, and being able to smile back at, the face that you're seeing.
Nice.
So.
Did you ask her out?
That's a story for another day.
He did. We have more and very colorful pieces here. This is one of the, I think it's an Igbo chief, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it's actually Izigwe of Oguta.
Oh,
He's
okay.
the first recognized by the Nigerian government. He's actually my granddad.
Oh, there you go.
Yes,
I see that now.
Coming back, I really had to pay respects to him, respects to my family.
Coming back from where?
So I've been in the U.S.
Okay.
for majority of my life. I moved from here when I was maybe 6 or so.
Okay. Okay.
So I've been back a few times, and this time I've just decided that I want to bring my artwork back to Nigeria and have it influence the people who are, part of the motherland of where I'm.
Of course, you're going to commercialize all of this, yes.
I'm trying to figure that out right now.
Exactly. I bet you will. My best drawing artwork by far is to the extreme right on there.
That's one of my favorites. Definitely one of my favorites.
You see, when I say we have something in common?
Yeah.
So what's going on there?
So the piece is called Universal Guidance.
Okay.
So my idea and my belief is that everything is connected, everything is one, right? And when you know God, right? I've heard the phrase, God comes to you in the form that you most recognize. If you know self, that means God should come to you as self in a way. So in this piece, this is the universe of God coming together now, right? He's forming this young boy's older self to guide him through the trials and tribulations he'll now be going through in life.
Wow.
So he's just lifting him up into a divine space to be able to give him that guidance.
That is deep. That's really deep, and to put it in
Thank you.
color and form like so, it's just amazing. I love your art.
Appreciate it.
I really wish I could do what you do, but I can't. But hey, it's great meeting you. It's great talking to you about art.
This is just the beginning. Like even next week, I've been able to partner with some people like the Love Portion to bring together live drawing events. So I have models coming down. Artists will now come, be able to network.
That's nice.
Meet with the artists.
I'm looking forward to it. And hopefully I'll be there as well.
Yes, please.
Well, hey, I'm sure you've witnessed this beautiful ensemble of art here, and I hope that you get to follow this young gentleman and see how far he goes. Very far, if you ask me. Thank you very much for coming. Do stay tuned. We've got more coming your way here on Wake Up Nigeria.